Confucius, a significant figure in Chinese history, continues to wield substantial influence today. His diverse roles as a teacher, advisor, editor, philosopher, and reformer showcase the breadth of his contributions, leaving an indelible mark on Chinese society. The school of thought by Confucius, known as Confucianism, acts as a guiding path for an ethical life. He appeared in various types of Chinese texts, ranging from compilations of biographical and educational fragments like the Analects, to historical records and writings by later Confucian scholars. In essence, his influence extended across various literary works, reflecting his enduring significance within Chinese intellectual and cultural history. Amidst personal trials and political complexities, Confucius navigated a life rife with challenges. In this video, we're going to explore the life experiences of Confucius that ignited his philosophical thoughts. Confucius is believed to have been born on September 28, 551 BCE, in the region of Zhou, which is now situated in modern-day Shandong province. According to some reports, his early ancestors were the Kongs from the state of Song, an aristocratic family known for producing eminent counselors for the Song rulers. Confucius' father, Shu Yinghe, was a warrior, but tragedy struck when he passed away while Confucius was just 3 years old. His mother, Yang Junzai, played a vital role in nurturing and shaping the young Confucius. He received education from a public school. His education consisted of learning the 6 arts, which encompassed rites, music, archery, charioteering, literacy, and numeracy. At the age of 19, he got married to Lady Qiguan, and together they welcomed 3 children into their lives. Tragically, one of their children passed away under mysterious circumstances. The 2 surviving children were named Kong Li and Kong Jiao. In the Analects, Confucius recounts his early experiences with poverty, which compelled him to develop a diverse set of skills for survival. However, despite his family's declining fortunes, Confucius didn't belong to the commoner class. He was a member of the aristocratic ruling class known as the Shi. During his time, the Shi class primarily served as court officials, scholars, and educators. Confucius became associated with the Jizun clan, who held influential positions as chief counselors to the rulers of Lu. His career started with modest roles such as the keeper of granaries and livestock, and a district officer within the Jizun family feudal domain. He quickly gained the trust of Lu's government officials, leading to his appointment as Minister of Works. In this capacity, he assumed responsibility for various public projects, infrastructure development, and other administrative tasks related to construction and maintenance. As Confucius's skills and administrative abilities continued to impress, he was further promoted to the position of Minister of Crime. In this role, he held the crucial responsibility of maintaining law and order, overseeing the legal system, and ensuring justice was administered efficiently throughout the state of Lu. As Confucius grew older, he faced another significant loss when his mother died when he was just 23 years old. Grieving deeply for his mother, Confucius chose to seclude himself in his house for 3 years, dedicating this time to intense philosophical study and self-reflection. The historical account in the Shi Ji by Sima Jian records that Confucius's involvement in the government of Lu as an advisor and government official caused concern in the neighboring Qi state, which feared Lu's increasing power. To hinder Lu's reforms, Qi conspired against the Duke of Lu with captivating offerings that would shift his focus from the official duties of the governing state of Lu. Confucius was disheartened by this behavior and decided to leave Lu for better opportunities elsewhere. After resigning, Confucius embarked on a journey to various principal states in northeast and central China. He traveled for 14 years in search of rulers who'd be willing to follow his teachings and create a government based on virtue. His first stop was the state of Wei, where he was warmly received by its ruler. Confucius engaged in intellectual discussions with the ruler and his officials, passionately sharing his principles of good governance and ethical leadership. The ruler was captivated by his ideas and promised to implement them in his kingdom. Delighted by this initial success, Confucius continued his journey to the state of Song. However, here he encountered a ruler who was less receptive to his teachings. Despite his best efforts, Confucius struggled to convince the ruler of the importance of social harmony and the merits of his philosophy. He felt dejected, but remained undeterred. He pressed on and arrived in the state of Zheng. In Zheng, Confucius found an eager audience. The ruler and his officials showed great interest in his principles, recognizing their potential to improve their society. He spent countless hours engaged in deep discussions, persuading them to embrace his teachings. As Confucius made his way through the states of Zhao, Zhe, and Ji, his experiences became increasingly varied. In some states, rulers welcomed him with open arms and vowed to incorporate his principles into their governance. In others, Confucius faced skepticism and resistance, forcing him to re-evaluate his approach and find new ways to effectively communicate his ideas. Throughout his journey, Confucius remained steadfast in his mission to bring about positive change. He believed that by enlightening the rulers and officials of each state, he could create a ripple effect that would ultimately lead to social harmony and prosperity for the entire kingdom. According to the Xi Ji, Confucius returned to his hometown of Lu at the age of 68, invited back by Ji Kanji, the chief minister of Lu. After being back in Lu, Confucius occasionally served as an advisor to various government officials, offering his insights on governance and handling criminal matters. During his final years, Confucius devoted himself to teaching a group of about 75 disciples, passing on the wisdom through texts. The 4 books and 5 classics are fundamental texts in Confucianism, originating in ancient China before 300 BCE. These texts hold immense importance as the primary classics of Chinese Confucian philosophy. The 4 books consist of the Doctrine of the Mean, the Great Learning, Mencius, and the Analects. Confucian scholars attributed the collection and editing of the ancient texts to Confucius himself, leading to their recognition as the classics. However, in reality, the compilation and standardization of the 5 classics, along with the 4 books, occurred during the Han Dynasty, several centuries after Confucius's time. Zhe, the Neo-Confucian philosopher, proposed a specific order for reading these texts. He recommended starting with the Great Learning to grasp the essence of the Confucian way. Then, one should move on to the Analects to establish a strong foundation of understanding. Next, reading Mencius can inspire and stimulate the mind, paving the way for comprehending Doctrine of the Mean, which might be more challenging without the context provided by the other 3 books. The Great Learning, written by Censor, a student of Confucius, emphasizing demonstrating illustrious virtue in order to improve society and seeking the highest excellence through learning. It teaches the importance of knowing the right path and setting goals, leading to a focused and calm state of mind that enables careful deliberation and desired outcomes. Understanding the interconnections of things, seeking inner peace, and the revelation of the way are also vital aspects of this text. The Great Learning also played a significant role in Chinese politics, as it was included in the imperial service examination system. Success in these exams allowed individuals, regardless of social or financial status, to qualify for prestigious positions in government based on their knowledge and ability, promoting a meritocratic system of governance. The Analects, also known as the Lunyu, is a collection of sayings and ideas attributed to Confucius and his disciples. It's one of the most important texts in Confucianism, and the key themes in the Analects are: 1. Ethical conduct. The Analects emphasize the significance of moral character and ethical behavior. We'll delve into a detailed explanation of the 5 virtues for a moral character as described by Confucius later in this video. 2. Filial piety and family. Confucianism places immense significance on the concept of filial piety, or jiao, which refers to the virtue of showing utmost respect and reverence to one's parents. This virtue extends beyond the confines of the family and governs how the younger generation should treat their elders throughout society. The parent-child bond is considered the most fundamental relationship among the 5 Confucian relationships, and the Chinese character for jiao itself symbolizes the essence of reciprocity. 3. Good governance. Confucius discussed the qualities of an ideal ruler and the principles of good governance. He believed that a virtuous ruler should lead by example, govern with benevolence, and prioritize the well-being of the people. 4. Education and self-cultivation. Education and self-cultivation were central to Confucius's teachings. He emphasized the importance of continuous learning, self-reflection, and personal development to become a better individual and contribute positively to society. 5. Humility and modesty. Confucius advocated for humility and modesty in one's actions and speech. He believed that individuals should be respectful and avoid arrogance or self-importance. 6. The way, or the Tao. Confucius discussed the concept of the Tao, or way, which referred to the moral path and the right course of action that individuals should follow to lead a righteous and virtuous life. 7. Benevolence and forgiveness. Confucius promoted benevolence and forgiveness, encouraging people to treat others with kindness and compassion. 8. Proper conduct. The Analects offer practical guidance on various aspects of life, including proper conduct in different social situations, relationships, and rituals. Overall, the Analects present Confucius's teachings as a comprehensive guide to living a moral and meaningful life. The Mencius comprises a collection of writings attributed to the esteemed Chinese philosopher Mencius, who lived during the Warring States period. The text extensively elaborates on Confucian principles, emphasizing the innate goodness of human nature and the pivotal role of moral development in fostering personal and societal harmony. Mencius's profound teachings significantly influenced the landscape of Confucian philosophy and ethical discourse in ancient China, leaving a lasting impact on the way people perceived and approached virtuous conduct. The doctrine of the mean, also known as zhonyong, offers guidance for achieving self-improvement and balance in life. The mean refers to a steady pivot, stressing the importance of maintaining equilibrium in thoughts and actions. Those who follow the mean are guided by duty and must stay on this path. The superior person, according to this doctrine, shows caution, gentle teaching, and respect for others, regardless of their status. It encourages everyone to act in harmony with their natural order and avoid extremes. The principle promotes moderation, integrity, sincerity, honesty, and propriety. 3 essential guidelines for pursuing the doctrine of the mean are self-watchfulness, leniency, and sincerity. Self-watchfulness entails an ongoing process of self-education, introspection, and disciplined self-cultivation. Leniency is about understanding, concern, and tolerance towards others, encouraging reciprocity in interactions. Sincerity fosters a close connection between heaven and humanity, allowing individuals to develop their nature fully and contribute to harmony in the world. This ancient text continues to provide valuable insights into personal development and harmonious living, appealing to individuals seeking guidance on the path of virtue and moderation. The 5 classics, including the Book of Odes, Book of Documents, Book of Changes, Book of Rites, and Spring and Autumn Annals, expanded to 13 classics during the Han to early Song period. The Book of Odes comprises ancient Chinese poetry, encompassing folk songs, hymns, and ceremonial verses, shedding light on historical and cultural nuances. The Book of Documents comprises speeches, documents, and official exchanges from diverse Chinese rulers, offering insights into early history and governance. The Book of Changes serves as a divination manual and philosophical work, presenting hexagrams for interpreting life's changes. The Book of Rites delineates rituals and etiquette for various social and religious contexts, stressing traditional customs. And finally, the Spring and Autumn Annals, attributed to Confucius, chronicles events in Lu, furnishing historical accounts and a framework for moral and political analysis. At the core of Confucianism, there lies 5 virtues that act as a foundation for building a virtuous society. The 5 virtues are Yun, referring to benevolence or humanity, Yi, implying righteousness, Li, emphasizing good conduct, Ji, highlighting knowledge, and lastly, Jin, encouraging loyalty. At the heart of Confucianism lies Yun, encompassing empathy, compassion, and love for all. This virtue transcends social standing and appearances, focusing instead on nurturing goodness within relationships. Essential to Yun is the practice of treating everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their background. Central to this is the understanding of others' emotions and the promotion of their well-being. Yun's reach extends to encompass all life forms, reflecting our connection to nature. In the realm of Confucian politics, Yun assumes a pivotal role. A ruler who embodies Yun demonstrates a deep concern for their subjects, ensuring their humane treatment. When a ruler takes into account the needs of their people, a just and harmonious society naturally flourishes. Conversely, the absence of Yun results in mistreatment and discontent. Ultimately, the embrace of Yun in both personal interactions and governance serves as the bedrock for cultivating a moral, harmonious society. This fosters the flourishing of empathy, compassion, and integrity, leading to benefits for all. Yi, a foundational virtue in Confucianism, embodies an unwavering dedication to righteousness, moral integrity, and justice. It encompasses the steadfast pursuit of what is fair, just, and right, even in the face of challenges or personal sacrifices. This virtue extends to fulfilling responsibilities in roles like parenthood, teaching, or rulership, always with impartiality. Central to Yi is upholding ethical principles and embracing profound moral duty. Often seen as the practical application of Zhuan, Yi showcases the ability to translate moral ideas into tangible actions, especially in complex situations. It demands a deep grasp of the moral principles governing human interactions and the skill to apply them thoughtfully. In Confucius's time, Yi was vital for maintaining societal order and harmony. A ruler embodying Yi would govern wisely, fostering peace and prosperity. Even today, Yi is important. It reminds us to find a balance between what's important right now and the overarching positive virtues in life. People who make important choices should think about both of these things. When we act with Yi, we help make the world fair and peaceful, and we show that we respect the timeless ideas of Confucianism. Li encompasses the observance of proper conduct, etiquette, and rituals across various dimensions of life. It's like a set of rules and traditions that tells us how to behave properly in different parts of life. It includes things like being polite, following customs, and showing respect. The main goal of Li is to make sure people get along and treat each other nicely in society. It's essentially a guidebook for how we should act when we're with others. It applies to all kinds of relationships, like how leaders should treat their people, how parents and children should behave, how romantic partners should interact, and even how friends should treat each other. But Li is not just about following rules blindly, it's also about understanding why these rules exist and what they mean. When people practice Li, they show that they respect tradition and contribute to keeping their community stable and organized. Yi is the virtue of wisdom and knowledge. It involves seeking to understand the world, oneself, and the principles that govern human behavior. As we mentioned in the Analects, Confucius outlines 3 methods for acquiring wisdom. The first involves reflection, which is considered the noblest. It allows for a profound understanding of complex subjects, stimulating various insights and aiding in the growth of learning and thinking abilities. The second method is imitation, which is the easiest way to learn. It involves gathering knowledge from others through observation, imitation, and modeling. The third method, experience, is considered the most bitter way to learn wisdom. While it can be favorable, it often comes with challenges and hardships. Experience is gained through personal encounters with real-life situations, testing individuals' capabilities and understanding. The lessons learned from experience can be profound and lasting, but they may also carry the weight of exhaustion and preconceived notions. Through trial and error, individuals can gain valuable insights and wisdom that cannot be fully obtained through theoretical study alone. The process of learning through experience instills a deeper level of understanding and appreciation for the complexities of life. In summary, the virtue of ji, or wisdom, calls for a comprehensive exploration of the world, oneself, and the principles underlying human behavior. Confucius places great importance on jin, the 5th Confucian virtue, often translated as trustworthiness. In the Analects, jin is mentioned approximately 20 times, highlighting its pivotal role in Confucius's ethical teachings. Jin represents the virtue of integrity and sincerity. It involves being honest, trustworthy, and true to one's word. People with jin are reliable and fulfill their promises, building trust and fostering strong relationships with others. This virtue also includes being honest with oneself, acknowledging one's strengths and weaknesses, and striving for self-improvement. Jin is essential for maintaining harmonious interpersonal relationships and a sense of moral authenticity. Each of these Confucian virtues are interconnected, and cultivating one virtue often reinforces the development of others. The ultimate goal is to achieve a well-rounded and morally upright character, contributing to the betterment of society and the realization of a harmonious community. Confucius was famously known as Master Kongzhi, a title that was bestowed upon him as a mark of reverence and recognition of his position as a distinguished philosopher and teacher. In his lifetime, Confucius taught 3,000 disciples. He imparted his political ideas, moral beliefs, and code of conduct to them. Some of his followers went on to become notable philosophers who furthered Confucius's teachings. As time passed, Confucius's emphasis on education and his conviction that merit should determine one's position and status paved the way for the formation of an imperial bureaucracy. The selection of individuals for government positions wasn't based on their social status or birth, but rather on their performance in imperial examinations. Confucianism, with its emphasis on good conduct, practical wisdom, and proper social relationships, gained widespread acceptance and became a dominant ideology in feudal societies. Its impact on Chinese culture was profound, shaping their values and societal norms. However, Confucianism's influence didn't stop there. It extended beyond China, reaching neighboring countries like Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and other parts of Asia. As a result, it left a lasting legacy on their cultures and beliefs as well.